am so sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hope I get y'all back. I apologize for that. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Hey y'all, I had to go live from here. I got to figure out that streaming app. Maybe I need to go back to StreamYard. I don't know. I may have to go back to StreamYard. Hey, Miss Lynn, y'all, thank y'all for coming back in here. Make sure y'all hit that like button. If you have not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and subscribe. It'll be good for you. Hey, Miss Carolyn, how you doing, beautiful? Thank y'all for coming in here. I appreciate y'all for coming in here. I don't know what happened. It is what it is, right? I'm gonna get it together. Today I wanted to do a live because I know I have not been going live. So can y'all hear me now? Let me know if y'all can hear me now. I'm gonna wait till someone tell me they can hear me. I'm gonna wait till someone tell me they can hear me. Miss Jamaica, can you hear me? Yay! Y'all can hear me now. What's going on, Vybers? I missed y'all. I really missed y'all. How are y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hey, I had to go through regular because I don't know what's going on with my streaming app. I should have tested it out. But my sister calls me right when I'm trying to set everything up, talking about our Texas trip in December. I couldn't get her off the phone. Hey, my beautiful G-Dub. Hey, DL. What's going on, baby? How is everyone doing? I hope everyone had a wonderful Tuesday. I was doing all that dang on talking, and y'all missed everything I said. But I was trying to figure out what I need to eat today because all I ate today was some soup, right? And I know I got to eat something. So I'm not going to be on live long, but I do want to kind of touch in with my people because I was on a little vacation last week. And I do want to keep my content flowing. So I do have some questions because I know y'all see my title and it says, I just have a few questions. And please, the questions are not going to be what you think they are, but they are some questions. Hi, Nateria. Hey, Knee Deep. What's going on, beautiful people? How you doing, my sister Mama 3 and Nateria? Hey, beautiful. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, okay? Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure if you have not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe. Okay? Hey, Levette. What's going on, beautiful? Thank y'all for coming in here. I appreciate y'all. But my first question to you guys is, have y'all been doing y'all positive affirmations? I love you more. I love you more, Miss Levette. Have y'all been doing y'all positive affirmations? I just want to know. Have y'all been doing y'all positive affirmations? I'm new to this modding, so please be patient with me. Girl, you should have seen me when I first got modded. I was like, and I think the first wrench I got, It's cousin Tiff. I think she was the first one that gave me a wrench. So, and you see how her chat be going. So, I'm still a little slow on the gun. Hey, Miss Rashida, how you doing? All my beautiful people in here. What's going on? I'm just going to put a little glossy gloss on my lips because, I'm going to be doing a lot of talking. So, I just don't want to be dry. Right? But have y'all been doing your positive affirmations? Have y'all been doing your positive affirmations? I do mine every morning with my children. Good, Miss Jamaica. I love hearing that. I love hearing that. Hey, Miss Rita. How y'all doing? Now, I also want to ask a question. Do y'all think that the energy that you put out in the universe, whether good or bad, do you think that the energy that you put out comes back triple fold or comes back to you the way that you put it out? That's my question. Hey, Monique. Hey, girl. I'm waiting on my tea tree. I'll see you tomorrow because I'll be in Winston-Salem tomorrow. So before I make my destination, I'm going to try to stop off, you know what I'm saying, to drop your stuff off and then keep it moving to Winston-Salem. Because I have 2 to drop off. You know what I'm saying? I have 2 deliveries. So they're within this vicinity, so it's not that far. So of course, I'll be dropping your stuff off tomorrow, okay? I promise you, sis. I promise you. Oh, and I still need to get with you about them greens, girl, because I'm dead serious. I need you to do our greens for Thanksgiving. And let me go ahead and put my order in, Miss Monique. Let me go ahead and put my order in because I need my greens. Okay? But do y'all think that the energy that you put out in the universe comes back to you the same way you put it out, or you think it comes back to you triple fold? Just a question. Just a quick question. Because sometimes people, and let me tell you, I was having a conversation with a friend, and I said, you know what? That would be a good question to ask people, because sometimes people will put out energy, and it can be good energy, it can be bad energy. Whatever type of energy that you put out, do you actually think that you get that energy back the same way you put it out, or do you think you get it back triple fold? I just want to I want to see what y'all say. You said what you give is what you get back. Triple times over, to me, leads with good intentions. Okay. Ms. Jamaica said, hey, everyone coming in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and become a member. Well, I don't have memberships yet because I'm not monetized. But hey, put it in the atmosphere for me, Ms. Jamaica. You said, I believe the same from experience. Not at all times. Nateria, I'm glad I caught your comment. You said not at all times. Why do you think that? Like, why do you not think that you're going to get it back? You're not going to get it back the same way you put it out, or triple fold. You said it depends on the person and how they react. Okay, I have to really think about that one. You said it depends on the person and how they react. Okay, so what do you now? I need to know, what did you mean by that? I need to know, what did you mean by that? Because this is what my belief, like I was telling you, I was talking to a friend, and just say the friend might have put out some bad energy, right? But now they're in a space to where everything is wonderful. You know what I'm saying? they're, sorry for what they put out there. You know what I'm saying? They're sorry for what they put out there. Um, and everything is okay. I'm doing the right thing now. Even though I still put that energy out there, I kind of forgave myself for putting that energy out there. And I know God forgave me for putting that energy out there. So now I'm doing the right steps, the right things to not put bad energy out there, right? But just because you feel like you are doing the right thing now, you still forgot about that bad energy you put out there. Even though you don't start doing everything right, not doing it wrong, you're not putting no bad energy out there at this point, but you forgot about that bad energy that you had already put out there. You have to answer for that energy. And sometimes it's worse than what you put it out there on. So, I mean, I just, and that everything I say here is alleged, but that's just my opinion. So that's why sometimes I have to live my life by not trying to put out bad energy. Sometimes you will put out bad energy and you don't mean to put out bad energy, but if you can help it, it's good. That's why I really focus on having a healthy mindset, because at some point you do have to be emotionally intelligent by the way that you move through life. You do. And some people don't have that. So what I'm saying is the energy that you throw out there, and if it's negative energy, just believe that the energy will come back. Hey, Sis B, what's going on? Sometimes the energy that you throw out there will be the energy that you get back. And sometimes it's triple fold. So that's why I say, I like to put good energy out, only because if I'm going to throw something out in the universe and I'm going to throw energy out, I want it to be good energy. You know why? Because when it comes back to me, I want it to come back positively threefold. You said, Miss Jamaica said, sometimes the people, places, and things you surround yourself with don't like being positive, whether you said don't like to be positive, whether you are or not. For me, I love to generate positive energy. Me too, Miss Jamaica. And let me tell you why. And I don't want people to think, oh, she thinks she's a goody two shoe because, da 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 da. No, it has nothing to do with that. When you've lived a life of traumas, different type of traumas, and I'm not saying like, I've been in car accidents, I'm near death, and I'm talking about as far as trauma that you hadn't dealt with in your youth, in your young adulthood. You can kind of put out a lot of bad energy. I know I did. I put out a lot of bad energy trying to understand myself and trying to learn the person that I really am, right? So because of that, I did a lot of things. I got a lot of stories. We could be here for hours with the stories. With the stories. Hey, Candy Girl, what's going on, boo? What's going on, boo? Look, I could put a lot of stuff out here. You know what I'm saying? But I know when I was younger, the stuff that I did, I knew I was going to have to answer to. I'm going to give you an example, me, because I'm always transparent. Y'all, TC ain't always been this TC. So that's why I say, I love the person that I am now. People may think I may be a little cheesy or, she's always trying to be positive. But I like the person that I am now, so I'm not going to be going back to the person I used to be, right? But TC used to be a white collar criminal. She did. And it was more of, I got to have it, I got to need it, I need it, I need it. And it was all about a financial thing to me to make sure that, I was a single parent, so I had to make sure that my kids were straight. But I got it back triple fold because guess what? I end up going to jail. But it wasn't even for what I was doing. So you see how that worked? I went to jail for something that I didn't even do. But I still had to do probation for it. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying when you maneuver through life and you um want to be more healthier as far as the way that you're moving, it's the way that you see yourself in maybe a year, and maybe 2 years, and maybe 3 years, and the way that you treat other people. You want to put as much positive energy out there, only because sometimes the energy, and sometimes people are unaware of the energy. Hey Tinkers, how you doing? What's going on, my girls? I appreciate y'all coming in. I'm so happy y'all in here. I love y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all for the support. Thank you, Perfectly Imperfect. But sometimes if you're not realizing that you're putting bad energy out, usually the universe is going to let you know the energy that you're putting out by the things that happen in your life. It is. And people will be like, oh, that's a sign. You can consider it a sign. Some people will call it signs. You know what I'm saying? Some people would consider it, oh, I'm just going through something. It'll come over without even realizing, dang, I did put some bad energy out last week. Now I got a flat tire. It could be anything. So sometimes you have to really consider the energy that you're putting out on a daily. Because sometimes that shifts your day as well. The energy that you possess and the energy that you put out, and you're not fully aware of the energy and it's negative energy, trust me, you're going to get that back. Now I forgot who said it, but I wanted you to explain, why did you feel like it depends on the person that you either get that energy back or you don't? Like if you put out bad energy, it just depends on the person. Because I believe that sometimes, and hey, everything is not going to always be positive. So let me just reassure y'all on that. Everything is never always going to be positive. However, in order to have a mindset of healthiness and positivity and moving forward in elevation, you know what I'm saying? You have to make sure that your energy on the energy levels that you have is not of malice intent. Let me just say that. It can't be of malice intent, only because if you feel like you needed to be putting something out here maliciously with malice intent, it's going to come back to you. And usually it's not going to come in a form the way that you put it out. And then now you're wondering, why is this? Why is this? Why is this? Because you put that bad energy out there. That's something that you don't need if you're trying to live healthier in your mindset. That's with anybody, right? Hold on, I got Tinker's comment. Let me go back. Tinker said, yep, you'll get it back, and operating in that is heavy and dark. I just can't do it. Me neither, Tinkers. Me neither, girl. Me neither. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I want everybody to have a healthy mindset. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody's not going to always think like I think. So I respect that as too. I respect that too. You said negativity affects your tankers. Negative energy affects your health, people. Anything that you got going on and you're putting it out there negative. Hey, Shelly Shell. And you being got all my Orlando sisters in here. Yes, Miss Monique. But if any kind of energy and it's negative, that's going to weigh down on your health effects. Stress levels is up. It takes more energy to be angry than to be happy. Did y'all know that? It takes more energy to be negative than to be happy. And let me tell you how I know. Because if you're negative, you have to think of a negative thought, right? That's messes with your brain, because now I have to think of something negative in order to be negative. So that messes with your brain effect. Whatever's going on in the brain kind of trickle down to the body. You know what I'm saying? That's why head, shoulder, knees, toes. Learn that in school. But whatever you're going or thinking in your mind, it affects you. It affects the way that you move on a daily as well. So putting out negative energy does bother your health. You'll start eating unhealthy. Your thoughts are not always clear. You know, it's always something I have to say negative. It takes more energy to think negatively than to think positively. Who wants that? I'm asking y'all, like, who wants that? No one wants to. Well, I can't speak for everybody. I can just speak for me. I know I don't want to be in a place to where I'm always thinking negative, or jealousy or envy can also have an effect on the brain, because it takes more energy to have those negative thoughts of jealousy and envy, because those are two negative thoughts to me. Jealousy and envy is negative thoughts. So to rope it back in, it takes more energy to be negative than to be positive. It does. So I just want people to know that when you're putting out your energy, make sure you're trying to put out positive energy, because it affects the way that you move on a daily as well. And I always talk about how people should, could be healthier in the way that they move. Like, I want y'all to move better. I want your energy levels to be a little better and to be a little more positive. So I don't feel like if you always are in a space to where you will have to put out negative energy, that you should feel like you're going to get positivity out of your negativity. You're just not. Hey, my beautiful Miss Glenn in here. She said negativity has no place in my life. Miss Glenn, I know that's right. I can't play it. It's just too difficult. It ain't really difficult, but it takes too much of my energy to be negative. So I think that it's more healthier for you guys if you want to be, if you want to throw energy out there, throw out some positive energy. Throw out some positive energy, okay? Now I had another question. Just say, for instance, where would you envision yourself being in the next 3 years? It could be on a trip. It could be at a new job. It could be in a new home. What inspires you to think futuristic things for yourself as far as elevation and aspirations, or what you're inspiring to do or have or become? You said on a vacation, enjoying the ocean. Okay, that sounds beautiful. What else, y'all? What else? And I told y'all my life was gonna be, because I miss y'all, so I got to get back to into the groove of things. And my lives, and everybody always be like, TC be having them light lives. Y'all be having them lighter lives. But I like to check on my people's mental. I know that we've been going through a little things here and there, off the internet and on the internet, and I just want my people to have a lighter side of things. You know what I'm saying? I want them to kind of think about themselves for a minute. I know that everything is going on, but now I need y'all to focus on you and what you desire and what you want to do to improve the way that you think and the way and how you want yourself to be more healthier. Um, let me go back down. Let me go back down. Miss Glenn said, oh, Tinker said, yes, I just walked through the door. Oh, okay, you talking to Miss Glenn. I plan to move out of my state. Okay, okay. So, Shelly, do you have a state in mind? Like, I mean, if you would like to share the state in mind, or are you coming more where? Because you're there, like where are you and where would you like to be? Is my thing. Um, Miss Glenn said on a vacation somewhere I haven't been. Miss Glenn, where haven't you been? Miss Glenn, where haven't you been? Where haven't you been? You said, I see myself in a promotion on my job and exploring entrepreneurial endeavor. Big Tinkers. I want to grow up like Tinkers when I grow up. I'm trying to be like Tinkers. Yes. Bring it back, sis. There's other things to be concerned about, and that's my biggest thing. I just feel like sometimes we can get consumed with other stuff, other things, and then we neglect ourselves. That's another stress that also causes health issues too, Tink. Just to be for real, Tinkers. You know what I'm saying? We worried about everything else around us and we're not paying more attention to ourselves and the needs that we need to keep ourselves healthy and to keep ourselves motivated and to keep us in a positive, maybe in a positive position or positive state of mind. Because we're so boggled down with everything that's going on around us. When at the end of the day, if you don't take care of you, who will? That's how I see it. You said I plan on being off O2, doing more traveling, and just getting back to enjoy life like God intended for me to. Yes, Miss Jamaica. I'm with you, girl. I can see it. I can see it in your future. I could see it in your future. You said, I think I want to live in Africa. Miss Glenn, I need to get with you because I said I wanted to do a trip to Africa. Because, I have, people that I support over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, give financial support. And I want to go see him. And my cousin is a travel agent, and she said, one year she did it. So I think she has a trip either going on next year or the year after that. I think she said she do it every 2 years. But that's definitely something that I want to do. I want to go over. But see, my thing is, I don't want to stay on the ritzy side. I want to stay like in the villages. I want to go to the villages and help the people. Just call it what it is. I just like helping. I want to go to the village and help the people. I told her, no, I want to do a trip to where I'm helping the villages and taking like stuff, food, clothing, stuff like that. So that'll probably be a thing for me in the next 2 or 3 years. I'm going to save up me some money, collect enough money so I can do that and get the stuff over there to them to help. Hey, Miss Sean, what's up, sis? What's going on? Yay! I'm glad y'all in here. You said, I know I have traveled many places. Yes, you have, Miss Lee. Yes. You said, I'm trying to own my own home. I'm looking now. Sis, you can do it. You can do it. It don't take nothing to do it but to do it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing to it but to do it. You get what I mean? I'm proud of you. I'm proud of y'all. Okay, you said Tony. Hey, Tony Love. You said right, because I see myself wanting to be like Miss Okay, I'm gonna have to be up like Miss Glenn and Tinkers when I grow up. When I grow up, y'all, I want to be like y'all. I want to be like y'all. Hey, Vera, is that Vera? That's got to be Vera. It looks like Vera. If I'm saying that wrong, let me know if I'm saying that wrong. But hey, Vera, welcome in. Okay, you said I'm in Philly, but I'm thinking to settle either Maryland or Virginia. If you come to Virginia, I can see you, Shelly. My cousin was in Philly. I think. I think my cousin was in Philly. I think my cousin was in Philly. But let me tell y'all something what I did. And I told the sisters once before. You said right, TC, because Big Sis done touch every part of the right, right, Tinkers. Like Miss Glenn is out. She was just hiking the other cliffhanger. She was cliffhanging the other day. So Miss Glenn be everywhere. I'm like, girl, I can't. Hey, my beautiful mentor, Miss Sister Teacher. And look, Sister Teacher, I love you. I don't know what went on because God's been kind of shielding. I guess God been shielding me every time. So I go like, I miss everything. So I'm sorry that I wasn't in there to help and assist, but you know that I love you and I would have never let anything happen to you. You know what I'm saying? So I just want you to know that I love you and I love you. I love you, Sister Teacher. How y'all doing? I'm glad that everybody's in here. I'm just doing a real good positive mental check for everybody. This is a lighter live. I just want to ask my people what do they want to see or what do they see themselves in a couple years? What kind of plans do y'all have for yourself? You know what I'm saying? For yourself. I know me. In a couple years, I do because I do believe in my body butter. Now, this is one thing. Now, everybody, my cousin and them, I always say they call me hustle. They call me hustle woman because they're not hustle man. I'm always hustle woman because I always find a way to make me some. I'm not gonna be broke. You know what I'm saying? I may be broke, but I ain't gonna be broke because I feel like because my mind is always creating something. I just want something that I create and I know that I'm going to stay stuck to it. Now, I've always been a cooker, like baking. So that just come natural. So that business for me is never going to die out. So around this time of year, I'm super duper busy. Like next week, I'm going to start being busy. You know what I'm saying? For the baking stuff. However, I wanted to build something that I know that I could believe in and that I know that I can back. If I have to pay my last dollar to put into this business, I would do that because I believe in it. So I believe in my body butter. So I want to, in the future, I would say within the next 3 years, to see my stuff on someone's shelf. I don't care if it's Walmart. I don't care if it's Target. I don't care if it's a little boutique. I want to see my body butter on someone's shelf. That's my goal. That's one of my goals, y'all. I want to see my body butter on the shelf. But let me tell y'all this little story. I have been in Africa for 15 days in Ghana and surrounding cities. That's what she said it was, Ghana. She said they was in Ghana. But I want to tell y'all a little funny story about me in Virginia. So y'all know I'm in the North, I'm in the Carolinas, right? And my daughter is still in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. So one day, I'm letting this, because I always let this, girls know, hey, I'm on the road. I'm on my way to Georgia. And I don't know how I got distracted, but I did. So I'm getting on the road. All I see is the 85 sign. So I stop, and usually when I get on 85, I ride for a little bit, and then in South Carolina they have the cheap gas, right? So I'm riding, oh, okay, there go the gas. So I always fill up when I get to South Carolina. I fills up, I get back, I see the 85 sign. I get back on 85. Now because I've been here, I don't need to put my GPS on because I've been traveling back and forth since I moved here to Atlanta. So I know it's just a straight 85. Well, I cuss my music up, y'all. I'm jamming, I'm bobbing and weaving, I'm doing all this. Because my playlist is mixture, right? It starts getting dark. So, I should have worn my contacts because when I drive at night, I usually wear my contacts. I just started looking at the streets and said, dang, this highway don't look familiar. And I know I got on 85 because I seen a sign that said 85. And I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, I should be in Georgia by now. I finally look up and it's finally a bigger sign. Why I drove all the way to Virginia? I drove. Of course, I was on a giggly bush, but I've never did that before. And I used to drive trucks. And I've never did that before. That story is gonna live forever because I just never did that before. I was all the way in Virginia. My first time ever going to Virginia, too, as a matter of fact. So, I thought about it. I said, you know what? I should go ahead and just stay here and just, do a little content, find a little bistro or something, get a room. And I just came back home. I was frustrated by then, but we are claiming that. Yeah, I just had to tell y'all the little story. The giggly bush had me thrown off. It was some good giggly bush, okay? But other than that, I also want to know, this is my last question for the night. Do you feel that you need emotional intelligence every day? Do you think you need the emotional intelligence every day, or you just think you need to use it in situations? Let me just say that. And I'm sorry if I missed anybody's comments, but y'all know I am. You say, I appreciate you, TC, but I think people confuse me turning the other cheek as someone that can get in that act. Sister Teacher, that's usually how they play us quiet folk. Because I ain't never heard it. You know what I'm saying? That's how they play us quiet folk. But they forget the quiet folks also had a past too on why they chose to be the quiet person that they are today. Okay? So people just gonna have to start learning that. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, I don't know what happened, and guess what? I don't even want to know what happened. I don't want to know. But do you think that you need to use your emotional intelligence on a daily basis or just when needed? Just when needed. When will you be able? Hey, Steffi, what's going on, baby? Brown Sugar Shorty, what's going on, baby? What's going on? Hey, Miss Angel, how you doing, beautiful? Hey, Miss Angel, I haven't seen you. How you feeling? I hope you're feeling good today. I hope you're feeling good today. Hey, Tom Meek, what's going on, baby? What's going on, baby? But my question, do you think you need to be using your emotional intelligence every day or just when needed? Tell me if you're going to need it, use it just when needed. No, because my emotion My emotions aren't driving my life. God is my my refuge. Emotions drive my inner being. Okay, Tommy. Okay. Mama 3 said every day. Sister Teacher said every day. Anybody else? Tinker said you need them every day. We should be equipped to deal with any given person at any time. I like that, Tinkers. I like that, Tinkers. You said I would say every day because we interact with different people every day. I like that, Brother Allen. I like that, Brother Allen. You said hey to everyone coming in. Okay. Look, Jamaica trying to, she said, I'm new to this, but hey, I'm true to this. Okay. I'm new to this, but I'm true to this. I agree. And let me tell you why. True enough, Tamik, I take what you say because God do runs. He drives my ship for my life too. However, he also wants you to use your emotional intelligence. You know what I'm saying? He does. Because let me tell you something. Not only he's on this earth, because God gonna drive it, but he got devils out here too. Right? So sometimes you don't know what you're gonna run into on a daily. Yeah, God runs our life, but you don't think he gonna put obstacles in our way just to see how we're gonna deal with those obstacles? If he give us the emotional intelligence to use them. That's just my opinion. Just my observation and opinion. Everything I say here is alleged. Okay? But that's just my opinion. I feel like God is going to always give us tasks that we have to complete. Sometimes he's going to see if we failed them. Sometimes he's going to see if we passed them. But he always going to give us tests. And it's up to you on what you're going to do with those tests that he give you. Right? Hold on. Tinker said, we have to meet people where they are. And if you read a person, you can know how to deal with them. Tink, I wish I could drop a link. I wish I could drop a link. Baby, you said a lot right then. And let me tell you why I feel like that really kind of touched me, because we have to learn that don't all think the same. People are not going to think like you. You're not going to think like people. You may get people that your thoughts in line with them. Like, Dad, you know how they be saying, great minds think alike. But trust me, it's still some intricate part that they don't feel the same way you feel. But the majority, but maybe the most of it, y'all thinking alike, right? However, everybody is going to have their own thoughts. We're born with our own thoughts. If you're not a twin, even in that case, even twins think differently. They act differently. They may look alike, but they don't share a brain, not unless they joint at the head, right? So he gives everybody their own thought process. He does. It's up to you how you use that thought process. And if you're going to practice your emotional intelligence with certain situations, you do have to meet people where they are, because sometimes people are not going to think like you, or they may not be on your level of thinking. Doesn't mean that they're dumb. Doesn't mean that they're incompetent. It just means that they think differently. And we have to respect it as people. We do. We choose who we want to be or center ourselves or align ourselves with, right? We do. I just feel like when you practice emotional intelligence, you know how to handle your situations better, your space, your boundaries. You know not to accept or allow people to come in who don't have their emotional intelligence, or who emotional intelligence is not pretty much where yours is. Because we're just going to say people may have emotional intelligence. It's probably just not developed as much as yours is. Let me say that because I want people to know, even if you don't practice it, you have your emotional intelligence. You just choosing not to practice it. And that's how just my opinion, y'all. Just my opinion. But we have to start respecting people and understanding that we are going to have to respect people where they are in their thought process. They may not think like us. You can't get mad because they don't think like us. You can't. Maybe their thought process is different. Maybe they may be looking at something from a different angle, or a different point of view. You have to respect that. You have to respect that people can make choices for themselves and be okay with it. Either you're going to be okay with it and rock with it, or you're going to be okay with it and walk away from it. That's what I mean by you have to learn how to start using your emotional intelligence. That's what anything. That's what anything. That's what any thought process that you may have. You need to start practicing emotional intelligence. You do. You do. Hold on. You said I don't agree. Cause why lead off emotions? Okay. You said you don't agree because why lead off emotions? What would you lead off with? You tell me, Tommy. What would you lead off with? Like, if you're not leading off with your emotions, what would you lead off with? Just, hey. Reading people can be read wrong. You said you just have to know when you need to use them. Right, Shelley? You do. You do. You do. But I want Tamik to know, or answer that question for me. Answer that question for me, Tamik. This is so true. I carefully pick and choose my battles. Exactly. Exactly. TC Crundle Blessing. Hey, Brother Nook. What's going on, brother? What's going on, broski? You said that's why you should always use your discernment, because people will always try and play on your top. My brother Alan said that. Miss Glenn said emotional intelligence is a skill that influences how we manage our emotions, relate to others, and how we make decisions. I'm gonna get up and walk away. Miss Glenn, you gonna have me walk? That was so well put and true. I respect your opinion. I respect that comment. I respect your opinion on that, because I agree with that as well. You said so they thoughts might not align with others, so why go off your emotions? You said so their thoughts may not align with others, so why go off your emotions? Sometimes your thoughts are not going to align with others. That's when you use your emotional intelligence to either say, okay, I know that they're not rocking the way that I'm rocking as far as my thought process. Maybe I can help them kind of see where I'm coming from or the way I'm thinking, or I could just walk away from the situation altogether. You know what I'm saying? You have choices here. Like, you can make choices whether to, okay, yeah, I can deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Emotionally, they're not there. You know what I'm saying? But if that person respects the way that you think and you respect the way that they think, that's using your emotional intelligence. Yeah, it is. It is, Tamik. It is, Tommy. You said yes, we should because we are put in many situations on a daily basis and you need to learn how to handle them. Miss Jamaica, that's the only way I knew how, that's the only way I learned. I mean, I had them, but I wasn't using them. You know what I'm saying? And people used to think that I was very a hothead because I was not thinking. I did react before I thought. Fuck, excuse my language, but ever thought. You know what I'm saying? I just used to react on things. But the more I kept getting banged up or banged up, locked up for my attitude, and because I acted out on my emotions instead of using my emotional intelligence, it landed me in the world of trouble. So sometimes you do because you have to learn to how to be more emotional intelligent with the way that you moving forward. If you plan on moving healthy, if you want positive reactions, you have to know how to understand or kind of, I ain't gonna say control, but pretty much control your emotional intelligence. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think. Um, be you, Miss Beauty, my queen. Look, hey, roommate. Look, we was at what's that? Gilbert Hall. We was in Gilbert Hall in Orlando, and Tinker's was Letty. She was out there. Tinker's, you was Letty. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna say I would be Kim. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who would be Whitley. You know what I'm saying? Tim might have been Jaleesa because she tall. You know what I'm saying? A lot of who hold on. Who would be Jada Pinkett? Who would be Jada Pinkett? I don't know. But we was in Gilbert Hall. Our house was litty. You said it always helps save us from ourselves, keep us in check, help maintain our peace, and help us to respond and not react. I wish I had a tambourine. Y'all heard Beautiful Queen. That's a good one too. It does shape and it does control what you acting irrational about your emotions. If you know where your emotions are and you know that you could be sometime all over the place. As soon as I hear something, I'm snapping. That's not practicing emotional intelligence because you're not processing something. You get what I'm saying? It does help you keep your peace. It helps you maintain your peace, and it helps us not to react in certain situations that we can avoid. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes it's good standing up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? People always be like, I ain't no punk, so I gotta stand up for myself. But in certain situations, you pick and choose your battles at this point. I think in this age, in this time of my life, I have to pick and choose my battles. You know why? Because I'm thinking about my future and what future I have left. I don't know how long God gonna keep me here. But what I would like for the rest of the time that I'm here is to pick the way that I move and maneuver through life to make my life more successful, to make it more fulfilling for me, to make it more positive, to make me elevate more on a level. And if I keep energy, because I'm not saying I had bad days too, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I do. I'm not always upbeat and uplift, you know what I'm saying? However, I very seldom have days like that. You know why? Because I know how to bring some positive enforcement into my life to change my mindset for that day. That's why I always preach those positive affirmations. But you also have to know that you want to practice your emotional intelligence because you don't want to be out here japping out for no reason. I'm just saying. You said you have to have discernment and know how to use it. Yes, Shelly, you do. You do. You do. And that's just how I feel, y'all. Not trying to say that the way people think could be, a bad way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not practicing their emotional intelligence. But I just feel like if you did have emotional intelligence and your emotional intelligence is in place, you can respect how the next man is feeling without judging them, so to speak. If that makes any sense, y'all. You know what I mean? Right. Look. And I was saying that, and Shelly said, with no judgment. My chat is with me. I love that y'all are with me. Hey, Sis Sonia, if you in here, I didn't see you, but I see people are speaking to you. Hey, sis. There you go. Hey, Sis Sonia. How y'all doing? Tinker said, emotional intelligence is not about leading with emotions. It is recognizing your triggers and how to respond appropriately. I'm going to do the Robert Townsend look when he was on Five Heartbeats. You remember he was looking like that when they was in the tunnel doing the song? I don't know why Robert Townsend had that goofy ass look. I was like, Robert Townsend, why you looking so fucking goofy? Like, why he used to do them goofy looks? But y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all get my point. You know what I'm saying? Like, you definitely need to recognize those triggers. Things that's going to trigger you. I have them all the time. I have things that will trigger me all the time. Prime example. Today. That's probably why I missed everything. That's why I missed everything. Why I booked my flights to go see my best friend for her birthday, because her birthday is in the beginning of December and she's in Arizona. But once I leave Arizona, I have to go to Texas because that's where we're having Christmas. So I was like, well, it didn't make me to buy all those plane tickets from here, from there. You know what I'm saying? From here, from there. And then try to come back. Like go there, come back, then go there and come back. So what I did was I bought a one-way to Arizona. Then I'm leaving Arizona, going to Texas. Then Texas, come back home. So I'm going to be gone for the whole month of December, right? But I supposed to have been leaving on the 4th and not the 5th. And when I booked my flight, I thought it said the 4th, but it actually said the 5th, right? My friend, when I sent her my itinerary today, she said, oh, so you're not coming up to the... I said, no. When I looked at it, I said, dang. So I had to call the people today. I was on the phone with them for an hour and 30 minutes trying to change my flight. And actually, the flight a day before was cheaper than the flight that I paid for. But these people were trying to make me pay more money for changing my flight. But they told me they didn't have no fees for me to change it. So what are you looking at and what am I looking at? So, of course, you had me on there, kept putting me on hold. So at this point, I'm getting furious because now I need to speak to a supervisor because y'all playing. Either what are we doing? Because I see it online, I got an account with y'all, you know what I'm saying? So why? You know what I'm saying? Why am I on hold this long when all you have to do is change my flight? You said you didn't have no charges. So why are you trying to charge me? Was my question. And actually the flight that I pay for is cheaper than the one that I see. So sometimes you have to learn how to control that, because I could have japped out on them and been like, whatever. I could have said whatever, whatever. But sometimes it's a time and a place for everything. And you want to make sure that your emotional intelligence is intact. Because I use my emotional intelligence today, they changed my flight for absolutely nothing. And then threw in something. See what I'm saying? So sometimes it's always just to be careful to watch the way that you move, okay? You just have to watch the way that you move. Miss Laconda said having emotional intelligence is meeting people where they are, agreeing to disagree, knowing when to fight your battles, and just being kind to people as you don't know what they are going through. Exactly. Exactly, Miss Laconda. I love all y'all answers, and I'm glad that we're on the same page. You know what I'm saying? As far as that, Tinker said emotional intelligence is taking a step back to assess what is happening and making an appropriate decision. Hey, Miss Lorraine. Welcome in, beautiful. We're all emotional beings, especially us women. I definitely agree with Tinkers and Lacondas. Yeah. Yeah, y'all. Look. It's okay. I always use emotional intelligence to make the correct or appropriate decisions. Yes, Brother Allen. I just feel like, when we don't practice it, it just always leads to something that we're not going to like, or it's hard to come back from, or it's taking us longer to process things because our emotional intelligence wasn't there. So sometimes we have a mental breakdown. We do. Sometimes we have a mental breakdown. You know what I mean? And I just feel like at some point we have to. Yeah. Sometimes we have to make sure that mentally, because a lot of stuff is happening in this world, that we keep our mental conditioned. We just want to keep our mental condition and making sure that we are able to take on situations without having a breakdown. Without having a breakdown about them. That's all I'm saying, y'all. And that's be my biggest concern for the people who my vibers in here. My biggest concern is for y'all to be mentally healthy. Y'all know that's a very, very passion of mine, to have emotional and mental, making sure you have your mental awareness, that where you're not going off your rocker and you're not having a nervous breakdown because you can't handle the day-to-day things that you go through in life on a daily. So I'm always going to preach the positive affirmation. That's never going to stop me. I'm definitely always going to preach positive affirmation. You should at least do one a day. If you don't do a whole bunch, do one a day. Do one a day. Tinkers, I want to thank you since I lost mine. But I think I have another set, so I'm going to have to return yours. I think I found mine. But I keep these in my drawer now, and I just use them on a daily. I use them on a daily, but hold on, y'all, because I'm trying to pull them out. But one of the sisters gave us. And what did I do with them? I know I put them. Oh, because I'm like, I know I got them in here. These prayer cards. This can also be affirmation for people. These prayer cards can also be affirmation for people's. But I also have an app called the Belief app, and it has a butterfly on it. It's pink butterfly. But it spits me out a positive affirmation 4 times a day throughout the day. Sometimes your day can be derailed. It could be going good, and all of a sudden something comes in your midst to distract it. Let me just say that, right? Something can come in your midst and distract your day. And then my positive affirmation pops up and put me right back in line. Hey, y'all, see how that works? So it's not always, it ain't that you're being, oh, she's too positive. You can never be too positive. You never can be too positive. People who want to not be in spaces to where mentally they're growing would say that. That's just my thought. You said, TC, I have been YouTubing guided meditating. Guided meditating. Never be too positive. Thank you, Mama 3. I know I could be goofy sometimes, and I'll be like, that girl is too. She like with ball of energy. Sometimes she act like Chrissy Snow. But it took me a while to get here, y'all. I used to walk around like a little angry bird all the time. A fighting angry bird. Let me just say that. A fighting angry bird. Until I needed to fix my situation. I had to fix my own situation. And that starts with my mental, the way that I thought. The way that you think is going to align the way that you move on a daily basis. Dead ass. You said, TC, my comment up. Son, please. Can you read my comment up, son, please? What comment, Sensonia? Hold on. Sensonia said, facts. You can never be too positive. That's what this world needs. Positivity. This world needs a lot of positivity, folks. Yeah. Because it's too much stuff happening out here, folks. And I just want people to just move in your purpose. Find your purpose. Horn in on that. Always know that you have to take care of you first. Sometimes the things around you can have you boggled down. Stressed out even. But I want y'all today to know that you should make yourself priority. The way that you think, the way that you take care of yourself mentally, and the way that you're using your emotional intelligence. Okay? That's all I had, but I just wanted to check in with my people. I also asked y'all, because I didn't eat nothing today but some soup. You said so many of us, hold on, let me get this comment. Tinker said so many of us were fighting angry birds, sis. Yes, you are not alone. When you know better, you do better. Life is about growth and mature. Child, if I could tell, if I had it, I might need to do an audiobook. And take y'all down a TC road. I promise you. Sis Sean said mental health is so important. Yes, Sean. It is. It is. You have to know mentally where you're standing in your space, in your own personal space. People don't know it, but we all suffer with some kind of mental awakening or awareness. And I ain't gonna say illness, but sometimes mentally we can take on a lot, which would drive our brain into overdrive, which would drive us into mental breakdowns. Don't people understand that? And it's like, why would you want to have yourself in a mental breakdown to where you can't even function in your day-to-day? I'm just always going to make sure or want my people, all my vibers, all my people in here to think healthier or have healthier thoughts, because this world and these days and ages, we really don't want to be thinking all negative. We want to practice our emotional intelligence because we don't want to get attacked by things that we could have avoided. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I just want y'all to do good as far as implementing some healthier things in your life. Like I say, I always say get on the exercise regimen. My sister said meditation, and meditation is one of. I'm gonna talk to you, sis, because I have the stones too. I believe in like positive stone properties, like rose quartz and um, the amethyst. I believe in. I have a stone Bible too. I have a stone Bible too. I was really heavy in that. You said, "Hey, Tony Love." You said, "Good live, TC. Got to go. Catch the end on replay later." Thank you, Tony Love. Thank you for coming in. Great live, TC. Love you, sis. Thank you. I appreciate y'all for coming in here. Now, one of y'all tell me what I can eat. I already told y'all my neighbor throwing that. You know, I told y'all I stay by some Hispanics, and I don't know what they cooking. I'm determined to walk down and be like, give a sister a plate, man. Just give a sister a plate. It smells so good. You know, you go to a restaurant, they ain't gonna cook like they cooking at home. It ain't gonna smell like this. I can almost guarantee you it's not gonna be smelling like this. You said, here's the comment. Okay, you said, I had to learn this. I had to understand and manage my own feelings and those of others rather than letting my raw emotions drive me. Had to practice leading from a place of awareness, not impulse. Yes, Susanya. Yes, Sinsanya. Sometimes when we act on impulse, don't we regret it? Sometimes. I'm talking about bad impulses. When we act on bad impulses, don't we regret it? I'm just saying, do it. I know I would. And I'm an impulsive thinker. So I've been working on that with myself because I used to think so impulsively. Like impulsive thinking used to get me in a world of trouble. A lot of times, in a lot of situations, in any situation. Sometimes it's good to sit back and think about things before you react or do things, because you could end up in situations you don't want to be in. Right? That was a good one, Sensonia. I like that. But you know I love y'all. You said running is the best thing and listening to music. Yes, TC, go X. Right. Like, can I borrow a plate? And they give me a plain plate. No, I'm talking about with food on it. Can you just put some of those, some of that beef and tortillas or whatever y'all got going on over there? Because it smells delicious. I don't know what they cooking. But yes, y'all, I love y'all. Thank y'all for coming in here and tuning in with me. I'm going to try to do a live on Thursday. I got to think of some stuff. I don't know if I want to go at night because I want to do some relationship stuff too. Just some relationship questions on what you would and what you wouldn't do in certain relationships, right? But I want y'all to have a beautiful rest of your evening. I am going to try to find me something to eat. You say I ate tacos and not because it's Taco Tuesday. Beautiful queen. I wish you was closer so you could have brought me some. I don't care where you ate them from. I need something to eat. I only had soup today. Only because I had, on my lunch break, I had to go to the post office because I had orders that I had to mail off. So I ain't really had no lunch break. I had to spend my hour running around. You know what I'm saying? So I missed everything. And then as soon as I clocked back in, I had a few meetings. So I missed most of my day and my eat time. So I I need to give me something to eat, but I love y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with me the long way. If y'all have not hit that like button, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you have not subscribed. I really appreciate y'all coming in here, chilling with your girl. You know, sometimes I can rattle along. I can rattle along now. But I just want to bring more positive reinforcement to us as people, as beautiful brown people. We need the positive reinforcement. There's nothing wrong with positive reinforcement. I promise you it's not. But I always do your positive affirmation. I'm going to say that every day. You can get mad at me if you want to, you know, old jolly ass woman. You know, that's probably what they saying. The woman too damn jolly for me. Do your positive affirmation, people. Okay? And I love y'all. And thank y'all for tuning in. I'll be back Thursday.